Cabooses and brakevans are essential for engines to prevent accidents. On the island of Sodor, Oliver usually takes tow of the brakevan, with the cabooses being used by most others. That usually leaves the northwestern brakevan, otherwise known as the NW brakevan, alone in the sheds. After an accident years ago with Douglas, engines decide to avoid him instead of taking him. It was another lonely day in the sheds when Stepney popped up next to the NW brakevan. "Hello there," said Stepney. "I got some good news for you. You get to be on a train today." "I'm going to be in a train? That's wonderful. Who is it for?" "It's for James," said Stepney. "Here, I'm going to go take you to him now." Before the brakeman had a chance to say a word, Stepney went back to switch lines and take the NW brakevan away. Meanwhile at the docks, James was waiting with Donald and Douglas as he waited for Stepney to come with the brakevan. "Remember," said Douglas, "that brakevan has caused accidents before." "Oh, I know," said James. "That was the train I took. Actually, you're the reason for the accident." "Still," said Donald, "you don't want to have another accident. That brakevan has a history." I know," said James. "I am part of that history. It's because of my train that nobody wants this brakevan. But I'll show it. It can't stop me twice." Before Douglas could get a word in, Stepney arrived with the brakevan. He soon coupled the brakevan up to James's train. "There's your brakevan, James," said Stepney. "Now you can go." And Stepney puffed away. "Well, it's about time," said James. "I'd best be off." And James soon puffed away with the brakevan in the back. Come on," said James. "We have places to be, people to see." Said Hector. "Please be careful. That brakevan seems dangerous. You wouldn't want to upset it." "Oh, Hector," said James, "I know what I've been doing. I was the one that caused the accident, remember?" "But you need to be more cautious," said Hector. James continued to ignore Hector, and they soon reached the bottom of Gordon's Hill. "All right, brakevan. I expect no problems on this hill." And James and his train soon began to go up Gordon's Hill. Once they started to go downhill, the brakevan began to cause trouble. The brakeman did not do anything to help slow down the train. He did the opposite and made the train go faster. "Onward, onward!" shouted the brakeman. "Ah!" cried James as they went down Gordon's Hill very fast, continuing to around a sharp bend. And James continued down the line, and he eventually crashed and was derailed a little bit past Wellsworth Station. "Cinders and ashes!" cried James. "The brakevan did me in." "I told you," said Hector, "and now I'm not even on the tracks completely." "Oh, stupid James. Stupid engine makes stupid mistake. Ha ha ha." "Oh, be quiet, George," said James. "Just go get me someone. I need help. Now." "Well, James, as you know, I'm a steamroller, so it may take a little bit. But I'll be off. Hate to interrupt Sir Topham Hatt. I mean Mr. Conductor's railway." And George the steamroller slowly left Wellsworth Station. Lucky for James, Jack was working nearby, and he came up to him. "Well, James," said Jack, "I'm not used to seeing you near me like this. But we red engines, vehicles, need to stay together. Now, what is it you might need?" "Oh, Jack, thank goodness you're here. Oh, I need help. Get me Mr. Conductor, please." "Of course," said Jack. "Anything for you." And Jack quickly left to go find Mr. Conductor. Jack quickly came back with Mr. Conductor on board. Mr. Conductor came to look at the damage. "Wow," said Mr. Conductor. "I'm no expert, but this sure doesn't look good. I expected that if I put a bad brakevan like this with one of my oldest engines, that we wouldn't have an accident like this. Maybe it's you, or maybe it's me." "Ugh," said James. "I just need back on my tracks. Jack, you might like not being on tracks, but I sure do." "Maybe I'm just a bad controller," Mr. Conductor thought to himself. Oh, yes, James. I'll be sure to get an engine here real soon. And he did, and the team of Arthur and Rocky. Well, said Arthur, I wasn't ready for this, but I guess you're back on the tracks. I have to take Rocky back, but if you need somebody to help you, I'll be sure to help you out, James. Thanks, said James. I don't think I can do this myself. I may need your help. You know what they say, we red engines need to stick together. And vehicles, said Jack. Arthur did stick to his word, as he soon came back to help James take his train to where it needed to be.